Coach, what kind of stuff did you work on today, situation?
A lot of situation work today. We ended up getting 141 live snaps, which is great for us to get on tape. I thought it was real physical. The fact that we're playing at a pretty good clip right now. If we can get 141 plays off in that amount of time, then our guys got a pretty good grasp of what we're doing. So we had a lot of good film to teach off of. A lot of situation where a couple of real new situations came up. We had a throwaway penalty in a 2-minute situation where they had to have a 10-second runoff off the clock, and we had 1 second on the clock, kind of like the Rose Bowl, but we were on the field to snap a field goal. So our center did a great job and snapped it on the ready-for-play whistle. And the officials said we got it off. So, a lot of good scenarios came up today.
Chip, can you put that 141 snaps in perspective on what typically is good to you?
Somewhere in that range. Usually we're in the 120. We're a little bit higher today. But anytime you can get that many full-speed plays on tape, that's the big thing for us will be now looking at the film as coaches and, really getting some good tape to teach off. I've got a day off tomorrow to go through film and whatnot with those guys and then come back on Thursday. But, that's a pretty good clip for us.
Is it all team reps or is that team?
No, that was team reps, all team reps.
Anybody stand out individually, any individual plays?
No, there were some highlight plays. I thought Daryl Hawkins did a nice job today. Marcus played pretty good. Brian did a decent job in there. It just depends, you'll see a guy make a good play, but then all of a sudden you watch your film and you missed a couple of things. So, but there were some, highlights on both sides of the ball. So, I think it's not one of those deals where one side of the ball is dominating and the other side's, not playing well. There's kind of a give and take, So you get a 3 and out, but then you get a 10-play drive. So it's going back and forth, which is good to see in the spring. Because if you're real happy with one side of the ball, that means you're real disappointed with the other side of the ball. So.
Any more clarity in the kickoff situation with the officials or anything?
Yeah, they just, you got to be within 5 yards of the ball when it's kicked. So.
Do you have clarity on what has to be within 5 yards?
Your foot has to be within 5 yards of the ball. So when you take off and go. So when we got live kickoff work today in with, live kickoff return work in today. So and we didn't get any penalties called. So obviously we'll take a look at the tape and make sure our guys see the proper alignments and know that we're all set with those things.
Is that your back foot? So like your whole body
Any
has
foot.
to be.
It's got to be within 5 yards of the ball is the way they explained it.
I know in the past you've said that you want your guys' kickoffs to go, when you're kicking off, to land kind of in between the 5 and the goal line. With the new...
I said that?
Or 10 in the goal line. I thought so last year. Where do you want your kickoffs to land with the new rules?
I'd like my kickoffs to land in Springfield.
you want your guys
in the ideal world, it's Springfield if we're going that way, and we'll go Florence if we're going the other way. It just depends on your coverage team and all those other things. So it really depends on how you kick it. If you could get a tremendous amount of height on the ball and then be able to drop it in the field of play so that you can cover the ball within it, it's really the trajectory of the ball. Some guys got a cannon of a leg and kick it straight to the goal line, but it's almost like a line drive, and it gives the other team time to return it. Really, the biggest thing is for us is to see if we can get the height and then making some decisions. The difference now in the new rule is that a touchback is returned to the 25 instead of the 20. So there's kind of you got to kind of figure out where you can place it and can you cover the ball, make sure your coverage team is tackling the ball inside the 25. Then yeah, you want to kick it in the field of play. But if you're not great in your coverage team, then you'd rather just kick the ball out of the into the end zone and make it become a touchback. But it's really getting a feel for where your kickers are and your coverage team is. So.
How confident are you in the boys in the basket?
Confident as we can be. There's no waiver wire, so it's not like we can say, all right, let's make a trade halfway through the thing. But both those guys have done a real good job. Yele, obviously, when he got an opportunity to play in both scrimmages, both situation which we did, the deal last Tuesday and then this Tuesday, Kenny's done some really, really nice things. So I think both those guys have proven right now, against our guys that they can compete a little bit. But obviously, going against your own guys and then playing in front of 60,000 is a little bit different. But I've got confidence in those guys right now.
Coach, how's the pace? You're 3 weeks in. You've seen many mistakes, not many mistakes?
Yeah, you're always going to see mistakes. Yeah. I think that's the teaching part of it. And you're also getting young players integrated into what you're doing. But I think our tempo, to answer your question about pace, has been pretty good. And it's evident, we got 141 snaps off today. And that wasn't kickoff return or any special teams involvement. It's 141 offensive and defensive snaps in. So our guys are playing at a pretty good clip right now.
Chemistry-wise, how do you think things are going along with all the new faces and new leaders?
It's for us, it's not any different. All these kids that are here, with the exception of 3, were here last fall, so they're just a little bit older. But it's not like it's a situation where we're trying to integrate all these new guys into our team. As these guys have been here, they've been part of our team. They understand how to practice, they understand what to do. They're just getting more of an opportunity here now. I've been real pleased with where we are right now.
What about Jake Fisher allowed him to play as a true freshman? What attributes did he bring that makes him ready to play?
Obviously, his physicality. He's sometimes when you get a young kid coming in the offensive line, he needs a year or so in the weight room just to kind of catch up to speed with the size of the players that we're playing. But he's got athleticism. He's a former tight end in high school, can really run, and then his ability to kind of pick up our system. And that's sometimes the biggest drawback for anybody is they've got all the physical ability to play, but it takes them a little while to get acclimated into what we're doing because how we call it is different than they called it. But Jake just kind of is one of those natural kids. Football comes natural to him and picked it up real well. So a combination of his size and athleticism along with his knowledge of the game is what allowed him to play as a freshman for us.